You racing game fans are always complaining about modern racers these days. You're giving me a big stinking headache with all the nagging you love to spew.
I hate this FOMO shit. They reuse models from games as old as the first Motorsport game. They made the game grindy after an update, meaning that buying microtransactions is much faster to get now from McLaren F1 before it disappears for a while.
Shut up! You people have it easy these days. At least you're not forcing yourself to play Street Outlaws. If you don't know what Street Outlaws is, neither do I. I never heard of the show before making this video. But from my limited knowledge consisting of clips from YouTube and quite a stuff of a Wikipedia article, it's a typical car reality show involving short-tempered mechanics doing dragsters. Or something like that. Shit, it really is about that, huh? Look, I know a lot less about this show than Fast and Loud, at least I've watched that show for years. And Richard Rawlins is quite a dreamboat, to be honest. I don't know who this big chief fuck is. But you know what's more depressing? The Dick Rawlins show for some reason doesn't have a video game, yet the dragster one has a whopping 2 of them! Count them! I'm guessing a show about fixing cars and selling them on auction was a hard sell for a video game adaptation, but in hindsight I think you're better off with that one, as you'll see why. I'll be mainly looking at the first one, The List, released in 2019 for the PS4, the Xbox, PC, and the Switch, probably like who cares, and developed by Team 6. Uh-oh. Now, in case you're wondering who Team 6 are, they're not a bugbear for one. The Dutch developer is infamous for creating some of the worst racing shovelware you'll ever find on Steam, console storefront, or your local CVS. Of course, there's Flatout 3, which is basically an asset over their own past games, but this rabbit hole goes a lot deeper than that. They also made Road Rage, quite a terrible tribute to Road Rash. You're not even trying with the name. And speaking of terrible tributes, Taxi Chaos, Crazy Taxi at Home. Look, Crazy Taxi is cheap on Steam, and you can get mods that resort to its arcade looks. Don't bother with this one. You think Shadow the Hedgehog is one of the words? Fuck off! This game doesn't deserve this kind of slander in this house. Play one of their games, and I assure you they will scare your normie ass for years to come. So with that in mind, expect this video to have a lot of this, and I should have bought Saints Row 2 during a sale. Brought to you by something better than today's History channel. I mean, it doesn't say much, but Title screen with no title? We're off to a great start! Here's a rather generic menu system, though consider this was made in 2019, a generic menu then would have a lot of squares, rectangles, and categories to pick using the shuttle buttons. So I'm fine with this. Ew, I'm giving praise to this? Here's the first tutorial teaching you how to drive. Yeah, thanks. It's not like I got used to it since Burnout fucking Paradise.
Alrighty, we got an exciting one coming up. Those of you familiar with the Oklahoma street racing scene know what I'm talking about.
Oh shit, audio dialogue? That's something GT7 doesn't even have. I'm giving this game way too much praise that it deserves. I'm only at the tutorial. Also, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I hate when developers can't decide which button should be the handbrake. And by the way, you're stuck with these controls. Fantastic. After finishing this part of the tutorial, Murder Nova suddenly shows up. That name sounds like if Hardware Nova snapped.
You got potential, kid. Murder Nova of the Street Outlaws. You ever thought about drag racing?
No, I actually thought this was a RuPaul game. My mistake. You didn't get the tutorial part where you'll learn the basics of drag racing, which I'll talk about later, and you get to challenge Jetstream Big Chief to a duel. And lose.
Ha! Disappointing!
After all that, you get to choose your first car and start from the bottom as a dragster jerk. Hey, I thought we were just gonna stay in Oklahoma. We're actually traveling around the US? Jeez, don't you think the junkyard in the game is a little too far from home? Is the map a placeholder? Please tell me it's a placeholder. I'm playing it on a base fat Xbox, which means it plays at 30 FPS max, but I don't mind much. I'll give this game credit. It looks alright. Not anything special to write home about for a 2019 game, but it's not that terrible. Demonstrable success though, need I say more about it? Holy shit, the screen tearing is baffling here. I haven't noticed it when playing it, but when doing a closer look, I cannot unsee it. I thought maybe it's my capture card. Nope! Dirt 5, a 2020 game that's a launch title for the PS5 and the Xbox Series line, can run at 30 FPS on a base Xbox without much screen tearing. Like I said, it's not very noticeable when playing it, at least from afar, on a small ass TV. But you know what's worse? Frame rate drops. In some parts, it drops to test drive off-road levels. I know it's an Unreal Engine 4 game, but at least they would have the decency to optimize it here. Guess it wasn't on their budget. If the performance on the base export is this bad, I really don't want to see the switchboard. The car noise is alright, if a little too loud for my capture device to bear it. Help! I don't think I heard any crash sounds even. All I heard are the engine noise and someone talking to me constantly. Hearing the 405 during challenges are annoying, they make gags bearable. Every time you hit, one of the two will chastise you, even if you're fighting with the goddamn controls.
Oh, hey, that didn't sound good.
That one is gonna leave a debt. You try using your hands. Take off the shades, dude.
I tried! It's not helping!
Don't forget to have fun.
In a Team 6 game? Are you nuts? Plus, the subtitles don't even match with what they're saying.
This is where you can see where the next events will be. Complete events to earn cash and upgrade your car. Each episode, you need to finish 5 events before the real challenge. Race night. Race night is where you'll face some of the toughest competition, but can earn the most street cred. So better make sure your car is in top shape.
And this is not a one-time thing. No, it's constant.
Man, there's gotta be a way like we can put rockets on cars, right?
I don't know. Sounds a little dangerous.
Why, you gonna snitch? So, what you thinking there, farm truck?
Hot rod, Granny Mobile.
Oh, didn't know you wanted to visit the hospital that badly.
Music has to be one of the worst. Well, not Marble Madness on a Mega Drive bad, but the title screen is just so generic. And you have to hear that twang in every menu available unless you turn off the music altogether. It's worse than any song in Forza 7. The rest is even worth talking about, it's just that generic. Which is why I'm using country-ass sounding songs from other games in this video. They're not even worth listening to, really. So in this game, you do drag races. Man, I'm bored already. All you do in these races is just try to go straight and shift at the right time, and that's about it. The fastest car and the fastest hands win. But hold on to your asses because there's a lot more than just going straight. You know how the drag races and Need for Speed ProStreet make you do a burnout minigame just before the race? There you have to do a burnout by revving at the green mark that gets shorter as the tires get hotter. And if you do well, you get better grip at launch. Yeah, go play that instead, at least you'll be more entertained there. Here you have to stay straight while doing your burnout and this is just basic as all fuck. At least in ProStreet there's more of a challenge to it. Here you just keep getting straight until you get a near perfect bonus. It is a different kind of challenge, I'll give it that. But what I don't like is more additional bullshit, like a coin toss to decide who chooses the lane. Who cares? It's not in every race, only 9 episode races and season finales, but you know what's in every race? The bump mini game, where you bump the cut to get as close to the starting line as possible. Look, I really don't care if I'm just inches to the line, I'll lose anyway. Whoever's working at Team 6 must love filler. Now, if you don't know how to play the game, even after doing the tutorial, you're a lost cause, get out. And if I catch you doing NFTs, you'll meet the pointy business end of my scythe. It's really simple, it's a lot more like NFS ProStreet and not the slot car switch lane mechanic from Underground. Unlike your ProStreet, however, you'll get disqualified if you ever so slightly touch the other lane. Man, how strict is this game? Problem is that in later tiers, your car starts to get all twitchy, and I don't think it's the car's fault, but rather the game's fault. The variant just feels unnatural to me. Like the side passengers trying to stop me from going further down the rabbit hole of my insanity. Consisting of mental self-harm, such as doom-scrolling on Twitter, sociopathic tendencies related to my job, unprotected sexual activities in the time after Roe v. Wade got overthrown, and downright killing the cunts from making me the way I am. Anyways, I hate force veering. I gotta say, the AI is a mixed bag. I'm seeing a bad combination here. Even in the early races, my opponents went easy on me, but the first season finale was quite the doozy. In case you're wondering, season finales, which you unlock by reaching certain levels, are the best 2 out of 3 race challenges where, if you win, you move up a tier. Anyways, I kept losing after many close calls, then I wasted this week's upgrade shopping, which I'll talk about later, so I was stuffed and thought about ending it here. Unfortunately, I won the finale, so I have to progress, the things I do for all of you. Winning a race gives you cash and XP to level up and unlock cosmetic stuff and cards to earn. I'm gonna say, go a lot quicker to higher levels here than a Forza game. Jeez, almost 3 hours in and I'm already at level 30. If you want to join the race night, you have to do 5 required events to unlock it. Not only do you do head-to-head drag races, you also have these challenges, be it sprints, pro smashing, odd jobs, as well as car and part challenges, which you do them to earn... I don't know. And what are these challenges? Well, they're races against the clock around cramped improvised tracks, and you must finish the course or smash enough barriers in time. Sometimes in GT style metal stuff, other times one time needs all. Correct me if I'm wrong since I've only watched clips of the show, but as there haven't been parts where the 405 did some Gincana shit, the vehicle controls are rather simplified but still hard to master. It's rather arcadey but not in a burnout way. You don't get random artificial veering, but you do get exercises in frustration later on. Swear to god, the physics make the drag races feel easy. Still not as bad as Flatout 3, but still a pain to traverse these. Like, I get their muscle cars that care more about horsepower than common sense, but it's still a mess. I kept hitting walls, landing on the wrong direction, and slowing down to hit the barriers like I don't know the layout well. I had difficulty earning gold in these challenges, but other times I might get 10 seconds to spare, despite the setbacks. Ooh, can't forget about the gimmicks in some challenges like jumps and airbag barrels, for some reason. Plus the bullseye challenges, because Team 6 doesn't want you to forget about the time they ruined Flatout forever. I guess they made these challenges to break the monotony of the drag races. That didn't stop Bethesda before ditching them altogether.
Hey, you ain't supposed to get that far.
Oh my god, they're even telling me to stop playing this! You're wondering by looking at my player card if this game has online multiplayer. Nope! The only multiplayer mode in this game is split screen quick play mode, which you choose a track and pick the gimmicks you want for the Gincana stuff. This really is a budget title from 2004, not 2019. I ain't playing that. In these race nights, it's your standard dick measuring contest with coin tosses and all. After winning or even losing, you get called out by someone else and have to challenge them. Win or lose to progress, it doesn't matter. So here's the map, which operates like in the Gran Turismo games before using squares or rectangles for a while. It functions fine and doesn't look cluttered, even with the challenges showing up. There's the storage room where you swap cars you've earned. The upgrades are carried over, so it's a lot like in Need for Speed Underground, except you don't need to pay for it, only when you upgrade to higher tiers. You have the junkyard where you get to find new spots for your car, although the way it works is you select that category and part you like to choose, and you have to wait 2 in-game days to buy up to 3 parts. Why though? This is just unnecessary. Instead of just doing that, why not, you know, have a simple menu where you buy used parts instead of waiting?
See? Wasn't so bad now, was it?
If I want to wait, I'll just buy stuff on eBay. Don't worry, by level 15, which doesn't take long thankfully, the shop is open and you get to buy new parts for it. Be warned that you only get to buy 3 parts per episode. Fucking compromises is as bad as a Haggerty bullshit in GT7. Actually, that's much worse. As for upgrading, well, it's better than Paybacks. However, I'm questioning the whole types thing, as if the tiers and the upgrade levels determined by metal-like helmets weren't enough. You have 4 letter types which can be combined for better performance, I guess. I feel like this is unnecessary. Stick to the carbon system if you want to keep the tier stuff. Not only that, but you also get special purple parts that you earn by doing the parts challenges, which is alright, sort of like the junkyard parts in NFS Underground. I'd rather be playing Need for Speed Underground right now. As you race, the parts will downgrade, so it's best to repair them for a laughably tiny cost. Woo! It's rather easy to understand if you ignore the tie stuff with a lot of compromises in the part shop and junkyard. Tuning, I barely use it, let's ignore that. And as for customization... Fuck! This is all you get. Tires, rims, remade Pinskis with no option for custom colors, and maybe one custom body kit after leveling up. Move over, GT3, this game lets you switch tires in a visual sense instead of telling you hard tires make your car hard to turn. I finally saw that you can make a car look all clean as shit. You only get to see it doing season finales in later tier races, wheelie bar and sponsor sticks included. But outside of that, it's still a rusty walls for some godforsaken reason. And yeah, that's still a lot. By the time you reach level 40, you get to rise into the rankings every race night. I must say, the game's a lot shorter than I thought. For a $40 budget, Tyler. $40? That's horrifying! And I don't care about Big Chief after all that, so I'm done with this. Despite Team 6's track record, this is a rather mediocre game from them, and that is a high praise from me, and I hate that I just said that. You may have a bit of fun, but most of the time it's more frustrating you have to endure. It sort of reminds me of Test Drive Off-Road. Abysmal performance, mediocre controls, annoying announcers. At least it doesn't run at 20 FPS all the time. I need a cold shower. I may have paid €6 on a sale, but even $6 is too much for this game, let alone 30. I'd rather buy Brushing Cars free and shut up about it. Rather buy Saints Row 2 for way less than $6. Oh, there goes me talking about Saints Row 2 again. I guess I was also punished for buying the PC port. There's something off about this video. The last song doesn't sound country-esque at all.